about our problems and forget about ourselves and how personally we take everything and how sensitive we are. When we commit our ways to the Lord, it's an acknowledgement that God has already committed himself to us. How do we know that God has committed himself to us? Well, think of it this way. Our problems and our situations and the issues with our enemies are somewhat like bills. Many of us who have reached an age, I hear the young teenagers, 13 and 15, talking about they got to pay their own cell bill. Good. You don't need no unlimited plan. You need minutes so that you can be responsible for how much you charging and talking. If your homework ain't getting turned in, guess what? I didn't mean to go there. But see, when we commit ourselves to things like this, we're saying we're going to honor our responsibility. Now, God knows that we have trouble honoring our responsibility, so he says, you know what? I'm going to pay the bill of your problem with a check, the reality check, but it's got my name on it. God's putting his name on our enemies. He's putting his name on the situation. He's putting his name on the illness or the incident. He's putting his name. And see, sometimes a parent will say, you know what, if they bother you at that school, I'm going to get in it. And it will change. Well, God is saying, I'm going to get in it. And if we allow God to get in it, you can guarantee everything is about to change. And if you know that God is big enough and powerful enough to overwhelm your problems and make them go away, you might as well get into the practice of just forget about it. It ain't that important. Sometimes you're in it, but it ain't even all about you. God might be using you to minister to somebody else. God might be using you as an example to lead someone else to Christ. God might be hearing your cries and seeing your tears, and he's protected you to the point that you're not dead, you're not killed off, you're suffering, but your suffering is definitely going to lead to a celebration after a while. Might as well take that reality check and forget about it. Why? Verse 9 says this, evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord shall inherit the earth. So now, what does this inheritance have to do with the finality of our reality check? I'm doing okay. I'm working on a job. I've got a little this coming in from here and a little bit of this coming from there. I know how to hustle. I know how to, we're a collective young family household. We both doing different things. I can't wait for an inheritance. That sounds like it's too far off in the future, right? Lord, I'm still fretting, but I don't know how to trust in you and how to delight myself in you and how to commit my way to you. I don't know if I can forget it just yet because life is still going on. I believe our young people, especially our young adults, are getting big doses of life these days. When you come on a Friday night and hear the little children talking about someone who has been killed or murdered, someone whose parents are going into hospitals for sickness and all the different things that affect the children, even though they're not responsible, the children have already started to fret as well. If they see us keeping on fretting and not beginning to do the forgetting, we're going to stay in the wrong place. But God says that those evildoers are going to be cut off. Sometimes that's a person, sometimes it's a thing, sometimes it's a culmination of situations. And I gotta say, when we put God in it and allow him to write that reality check, we gotta do one little thing that's gonna open up the doors of heaven. The last thing we're gonna have to do is learn how to forgive. Forgive. Now, how, Lord, can I forgive the one who did me so bad? The lie they told was so bad, I almost believed it myself. Lord,